All right, guys, so I did a lot of research trying to find a video on YouTube that explained how to fix the brake shift interlock solenoid. I couldn't find a single one for the I have an 04 F350, but it's the same thing for the F250 and the Excursion, and I believe it's I want to say it's from 99 to 04, but I'm not sure if it's any different on the other ones. But I wanted to show you guys what this looks like. So it's kind of hard to see down in there, but that little cylinder right down in there is going to be that's your shift interlock solenoid, is that little piece right there. And here is the new one that I got, and you can see there's not much to it. All it is there's a plug on the bottom that plugs in. It's got the little tab on the back of the plug there. It keeps the shifter from moving forward with this little piece here at the bottom, the plastic piece, and that goes in the hole. And then it's those two T30 Torx heads. So this little guy right here, I'm not sure if the camera's focusing or not, T30. To access this, there is, I'm sorry if the light's not all that great. So there's a bolt right here, and there's a bolt right there, and then there's two underneath here. I don't know if you can see that too well. There's one right there, and there's one right over on the other side, right in there. And they're actually nuts on those washers. That's these guys right here. So those come off. Literally the only thing you have to do is you undo your cover here, which is just a 90-degree turn on each one of those. The whole panel comes off. Some of the vehicles have a plate underneath here, and they have the little tabs you have to pull out and get that plate off. Take those two things off, get those 4 bolts out. Make sure when you do the last one, you're hanging onto your steering column, because it will come down quite a bit. Your bottom cover here has 3 Phillips screws that come out. You have to unscrew your adjuster knob here for your tilt, and that just unscrews out. And then for your key, you've got this little plastic cover that slides on here. All you do is you take a flat head and pop it off on one side, pop it off on the other side, and then it literally just comes right out. It just snaps in, so you don't have to worry about breaking or anything like that. Don't force it. Kind of work your flat head around to get that off. Once you have those two things off and you pull the 3 screws out of the bottom, that whole cover just comes off, and then you'll be able to get the top piece out. So you get those out. Then you're going to take this off. You're going to take that panel off if you have one underneath there. If not, then you just remove those 4 nuts, and then your steering column is going to come down, and then you'll be able to get back in there. And I'll show you the T30s. So there's one right there, and then there's one right on the other side of it. You just undo those, take your solenoid out, unplug the plug on the back, and then put the new one in just the same way. While you're in here, guys, it's a good idea to take a look at your shifter tube. Make sure it's not starting to crack. It's a pretty common issue. And then also check your bushings out on this clamp here and on that clamp there. Make sure they don't look too bad. I know mine's kind of dirty, but from the other videos I was looking at, mine's actually kind of clean compared to some of them. So if you ever do need to replace those, it's really not that difficult to replace them, and it's anywhere from like 50 to 75 bucks for all the pieces for it. Then on that lever back there, that's your shifter lever. If you see it's hooked up right there. On the other side of that, and you can access it from the bottom, there's 2 T30 Torx bolts on those. If you have any slop in your shifter like I do, 9 times out of 10 it's just those bolts. They don't put very much Loctite on them straight from the factory, so you have to back those out, get some blue Loctite, and thread them back in. Take them out and thread them back in, and then allow it to dry, and that should take all the slop out of it. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on it's the shift interlock solenoid for the Excursion, F250, and F350. And I believe, like I said, somewhere, I think it's like 99 to 04. Just want to give you guys a heads up, just if it helps anybody out. If you guys like the video, hit like. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day.